couple weeks ago, I said the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys will be tied at 3-2. I also said the Philadelphia Eagles will win the NFC East.
We got the Eagles. We got the Sixers. Philly talk.
What's going on, everybody? Philly Mike back. I had a blast at the Eagles game. I'm definitely going to do it a couple more times this season. I should have had this video on for you guys yesterday or this morning. Got busy. Won't let that happen again. But the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the New York Jets 31-6. Now, even though there was a lot of good to take from it, there was still a lot of stuff that I see we have to correct. Let's get to the good first. The good. We won, and so now we're 3-2, tied with the Dallas Cowboys. Come all the way back from where we were. We'll get into that first in a little bit. But the biggest takeaway was 10 sacks. The D-line has been struggling throughout this year. We ranked 31st in the NFL prior to this game, and so we went from 31st, only having about 2 or 3 sacks on the season, to going to 13 sacks in one game. 10 plus the 3. Again, the New York Jets are trash. They suck. I know this. But I'm saying, even on a bad football team, it's not every day you see 10 sacks. It's not every day. I mean, the Jets played 3 games already, and they haven't allowed no one to get 10 sacks. So that's still big in its own right. As for the defense in the secondary, it did what it needed to do. It held down in the secondary. We had 2 interceptions, 1 pick six, and one of the sacks turned into a forced fumble that Orlando Scandrick picked it up and ran it in. So we had 2 defensive touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and again, like I said, 10 sacks. Again, it came on a horrible Jets team, but it's still a sign of life. I said earlier last week that this is the perfect scenario because our defense needs to show some life in this pass rush, because our secondary is dismantled and injury-riddled like no other secondary. That it was important that since we're going against the worst offense in the NFL, we show that we can contend with our pass rush, mainly, and the fact that we can get some chemistry and some game experience for these young corners, these new corners, that's going to have to fill in until Howie gets something done and or we get these guys back. Jalen Mills is coming back in a couple games. Sidney Jones dressed but didn't play. So again, we still need an answer. I'm not talking Jalen Ramsey. I know he's off the table, but something needs to come to us. We need to get something done. Let it be Chris Harris Jr., Xavier Howard, who knows? Something got to be done. But I do love the fight the young boys and the new boys had. So be it against the Jets, they still got it done. I mean, a bad secondary could have came out and made the Jets look better than what they were, and at least we didn't do that. We played a bad team, and we showed them and we took care of business on defense. The defense is what really carried us through this game. Like I said, the defense put up 14 points and got the ball for the offense 2 times. Now, for the offense, there were some concerns. We scored 17 points on offense only. The Jets defense, with their injuries, is not nothing to be scared of. I do respect their front 4, but their secondary is almost as bad as our secondary. So there was concerns that Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles offense just couldn't flow. It couldn't move down the field. I know their run defense is pretty good, and the run defense kind of got stuffed, but I expected to see more from our offense. I understand how game flows go. So the flow of the game was flowing more to our defense doing what we need to do. So I could see where we started to get comfortable with the big lead we had, and we didn't need to go out there and get yards predominantly. We didn't need to go out there and sling the ball deep down the field. But I do think without DeSean Jackson and our offense being condensed, we do need a deep threat. With DeSean Jackson, possibly even missing more time now, who really knows the timetable? If we start to get more bad news on DeSean Jackson, there is receivers out there that could fill in for the deep ball threat only. Again, I wouldn't want to prioritize that over the cornerback situation, but it's something to keep in your mind depending on where DeSean Jackson is the rest of this year. But I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. Again, we were sloppy with flags galore on the offensive side of the ball, and we were just missing throws and just not putting our offense in the right position. Again, I know we did not need to because it was the Jets, but I don't want to see this kind of offensive performance when we do play a good team. Do I think the offense kind of stooped down to the level? We weren't probably excited for this game. We weren't hyped like we were in Green Bay. We knew we had to get it done, and the offense came and did what it needed to do. I think the offense saw what the defense was doing and was just like, okay, we want to waste the clock, play the game that we're dealt. I understand that to an extent, but I just hope that was the main reason. I heard, since I'm doing this video later, I would have talked about it anyways, Doug Peterson and all the offensive players were not happy. Carson Wentz said he's not happy with the results on offense. We're going to get better. Doug Peterson said we just played average. We're going to get better. So I like the fact that they win 31-6. So be it, mainly on the defense. The offense is not satisfied with a 31-6 victory because they feel they need to be better and they know they're going to get better. So where I see the red flags, I know the Philadelphia Eagles will take care of business on offense. And I know we're just going to have to step up on defense when we play other teams. At the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles are tied with the Dallas Cowboys at 3-2. 2 weeks ago, when the Philadelphia Eagles were 1-2, Philly Nation was panicking. The Dallas Cowboys were 3-0, and Dallas Cowboys fans were throwing parties talking about they're going to win the NFC East and they're going to the Super Bowl. Just in 2 weeks later, we're tied up. And Dallas fans are zip quiet. I understand why they were popping out the mouth because they're not used to winning. But the Eagle fans, you know you should have relaxed a little bit and took with a deep breath. We went through our adversity. We came out and got a big win in Green Bay, and then we took care of the Jets like we were supposed to, 31-6. And on the other hand, Dallas, after beating 3 teams whose combined record was like 1-10, and you can't even count the Giants because they played the Eli Manning Giants, not the Daniel Jones Giants. So once they played their first respectable team, they struggled, they lost. Then they play a Packers team without Devontae Adams in their house and lose to the same team we beat. So that just goes to show you that they're not as good as what they were. We all knew this. And their GM said it the best. Jerry Jones, the GM for the Dallas Cowboys, said he's disappointed. He said, I'm disappointed. First 3 weeks, we played opponents that were not that good. We looked good. Now we play opponents who are just average or better, and we don't look good. So he said it straight out about his team. He knows that you're playing teams that are actually football teams, and you can't contend. Now, do I say Dallas has a bad roster? No. The Dak and Carson comparison is done. Carson Wentz is a way better quarterback than Dak Prescott, first of all. But Dak is better than what he was last year. And that offense with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and Zeke is respectable. So that team is pretty good. Is it better than the Eagles? Nope. But it is pretty good. So it is going to be a race between the Cowboys and the Eagles. But we're going to come out on top. We know this. We know who the Cowboys are under Jason Garrett. We know that they do a little bit good and then they let you down. That's what the Cowboys do. So don't be worried about them. Like I said, it was a great victory we got, 31-6. We know what we got to correct. The offense knows what we got to correct. Doug Peterson did come on here and say that now Jordan Howard is going to be the main back. See? Everything's starting to fall into place. You know what I'm saying? We will figure this out. 3-2, top of the NFC East, tied at the top of the NFC East. I'll take that for now, especially with everything we went through. I hope D-Jax gets better. And you know what I'm saying? Like this video, share this video, comment in the sections. Sorry about the delay. That's why I kind of crammed everything in. This video was a lot of cramming because I didn't get on last night or this morning. But it won't be happening like that. I'll see y'all later. Peace.